Hey guys, quick shout out to all of our sponsors. Started with Taigatu. This is a brand that's based out here in the Northwest, started by two brothers, and their motto is freedom from ordinary. This brand is an amazing lifestyle brand. Go check them out, Taigatu. Use the code TOPRATEDMMA for a discount at the checkout. Reweb, they're a veteran-owned digital marketing agency, and they're on a mission to help 1 million small businesses and feed 1 billion people by giving back. In fact, if you go to their website, you can fill out a form right now. They will give you a personalized video review of your website and help you with some strategies for free. Just tell them Top Rated May sent you. Go check them out, rewebbed.com. Combat flags. They do flags like the one behind me and the original combat flag, which is a 4x6-inch flag made by fatigues that are donated to combat flags from soldiers that wore them. And the cool thing is, every combat flag that comes out to you has the story of the soldier that wore that fatigue. They have donated close to $80,000 to Stop Soldier Suicide, a great organization. Go check them out, Combat Flags. Rep Sports. Look, this is not your typical supplement store. These guys have everything and they taste great and it's good prices. Protein, weight loss, muscle build, pre-workout, you name it, they've got it. Plus, they're the makers of Raise Energy. Like I said, go check them out. Rep Sports at topratedmma.com. Use the code TOPRATEDMMA for 15% off your order and go order them today. Robert, you're a coach, you're a speaker, podcaster, you're also the artist known as Painter of Millionaires. Thank you so much, man, for taking time. I appreciate it.
Hey, great. Thanks, Eric. I appreciate being on your show.
Well, I like to start my shows off by going back a bit. Where did you grow up? What was childhood like for you?
I grew up in a low-income government area up in Canada,
okay.
The east side of the city, as they always say, the dreaded east side. But, I grew up with a single mom who worked about 4 jobs to raise 3 children, from 2 years on. Like, that's how old we were, to the point that we didn't see our mom half the time. We'd visit her at her jobs to see her, sometimes get food, So things were tough, a lot of bullies in the area, which, strengthened me up and gave me a thick skin. Being 5'3", and going up against 6-foot people sometimes, I had to show my stuff or I was going to be eaten alive, that
right.
kind of neighborhood I was in. But it was, I think we're put in areas to push grit, push growth, push, either eat or diminish, kind of thing. So yeah, it pushed me, I always tell people that one of our goals in our neighborhood was to quit school at 16,
Wow.
And I did. I quit school at 16. So I always say, numbers are big in my life. Like, it took me 9 years to get my high school, but it wasn't 9 years every year.
Yeah.
It was, skipping, quitting, being kicked out, suspended, all that kind of, fun and growth. But I did get my grade 12,
Okay.
but I still couldn't get a job. So I went to college. I was the first kid to go to college in my family. Got me out of my neighborhood. It got me growing. It got me, I became environmental science technician, is what I got. I worked in that field about a year and a half, recovering oil from liquid waste in the environmental area. And then I jumped over from there and kept going. And I moved out of my town, which was the best in the world. Because I think it's who you associate with. And when you know all the rough and the bad areas of a town, and my thoughts were, let's get out of it. Let's go where no one knows me, and let's just, see where it takes me. And now I live in the States, so it took me on a journey.
Yeah, man. When did you discover that you were into art and painting and things like that?
I was always natural in art.
Okay.
I wouldn't consider myself the best when I was younger. I felt there was other people that were better than me.
Yeah.
But they didn't continue on the practice. I think anybody can kind of develop it better and better and better in anything in life if they just keep pushing it and practicing it and experimenting. And that's kind of what I did. Like, painting itself, I never started really painting until about 2004, I believe it was.
Okay.
And I was dating a lady who said, hey, I've seen your portraits, because I was doing everything sketch, black and white. I was designing tattoos.
Wow.
I was doing a lot of design, but I would never touch color. I felt when I put color in, I was messing everything up. It was just, and I was hard on myself. So I thought, well, let's stick with what I'm good at. So when she saw my portrait, she's like, here's my painting, here's my brushes, here's my paint. What can you do? And that started me on a journey of incredible, I went around the world because of my art.
Right.
I was considered artist for the ocean back in 2008.
Yeah.
And that was because I saw a documentary about sharks.
Okay.
And it was called Shark Water. And I ended up becoming good friends with the guy who did it, who sadly just passed about 4 years ago over here in Florida, doing another documentary regarding sharks. But I started networking around the world, and I started rubbing elbows with conservationists that were just leading things to protect ocean life, protect whales and dolphins and sharks. And I was connecting with people that were divers that were diving with sharks and doing all these, it was incredible. And I was even interrogated in Japan, amongst that time.
Right.
Right. So that was incredible in itself. But I always say it's all about the story, right?
Yeah.
So sharks, and then ended up with a group that was an animal rights organization up in Toronto, because I felt inside me that I need to get more out, because people started looking at me as if I was a Greenpeace, kind of action. Like, what's going on with Robert? Why is he all like freaked out about this? But what I learned about the sharks is every second breath is what we breathe. The sharks are the apex predator of the ocean, and they protect that area that allows oxygen to be, produced.
Okay.
Right. So I'm like, oh my God, it's not just the sharks, it's the world. Like, we really need to protect these animals. So when I went out and I did, fundraisers and documentary showings of shark water. I did protests down the streets of Toronto we had about 70, 80 people. It was fun, and it was a whole new world. Yeah. And I always say my art brings me into a journey.
Yeah.
And that journey, I'm still in awe of it, but I didn't know really what it was doing to me. It was passion, but it was taking me, it was bringing things. I was learning skills. I look back at it and I say, wow, I learned how to, to be, take my passion and start speaking publicly. I learned how to organize. I started raising tens of thousands of dollars for conservation organizations. I was giving my art away all over the world for these fundraisers, and 2 of my prints went for $1,000 twice in Australia.
Wow.
So, just one painting that I created of this organization's ship, that was a ship that they had. It was their only slow ship. Now they have, have you ever heard of Whale Wars? The Sea Shepherd Conservation Society. They're the ones I was following and painting prior to them becoming part of Whale Wars on Animal Planet. And that painting's raised probably about $5,000 for them, just giving away the prints. And now I understand the power of giving. Yeah. The power of giving, and the way I never paid to go around the world. People were giving me money to go around the world, because I was going to Japan to document dolphin slaughter, right? And I was there filming it, and I was documenting, and I was doing live blogs, and I was meeting amazing people everywhere. And that's the second time I went in. That's when they knew I was there before, and they interrogated me, and I was there probably 5 hours. I flew into Tokyo after 13 hours on a flight, and I tell you, Japan's very animated. Okay. Their signs are animated, their people are animated, and I felt like I was part of a movie. Now, mind you, I always related that if I was in Canada or the States and this happened, I'd be like, okay, what's going to happen here? Am I going to go to jail? There, I felt like I was part of a movie. I had an interrogator who couldn't speak English. Then he had a translator who kind of reminded me of some French. He had a little French mustache. They're, of course, both Japanese, but it was just interesting. And I'm like, okay, let's check this out. Let's see what this is all about. It's all part of the story, I keep saying to myself. Yeah. It's part of the story, right? So here I am being back and forth, out of the room, back in the room, ask the same questions over and over for hours. And I got, to the point where, all right, I'm fed up. It's been 5 hours. And they go, so what are you going to do with your pictures and stuff? I said, I'm going to paint them. Yeah. They go, you're going to paint them? I'm like, oh man, here I am for another 5 hours, but it didn't happen that way. They actually, said, okay, he's not in here to make money. He's not in here to build a business. He's just, tourist. What? So they let me in, and I was like, my plane was just about the last person was going on the plane as I finally made it over. And I finally made it over to Osaka. And then I had to take a train down into the Kumano region, which is absolutely gorgeous if you ever have a chance to go to Japan. Wow. But in that area, if you want to hear another documentary, it's called The Cove.
Okay.
where they actually won an Oscar for this documentary. I think it was the first ever that won an Oscar. And it depicts everything that I kind of went through, if you want to, search that out.
Okay. Wow. Man, what a crazy story, dude. And I love the whole aspect of being on this journey. And, with you, you are, like I said, you're this painter of the millionaires, which your artwork is amazing. You've got it behind you there. Why did you decide to start painting millionaires?
Great question. I didn't want to go into that over that. I thought that was a long-winded answer on the last.
Yeah, that was great.
That's exactly why I wanted to bring that up about Artists for the Ocean, was because it happened to me without me knowing that it was happening. I got passion for something, and then opportunities came.
Yeah.
And things started coming into my life. Then I started meeting people, and I felt that I needed to get out there more. Like I said, I got skills and everything from that action. So I thought, okay, that was about 12 years ago. Well, when I started this, it was about a year ago. I thought, you know what? Why don't I take the knowledge, when I look back and connect the dots, and put it in and actually take control of it this time?
Right.
So I thought, you know what? I am doing a lot of personal development. I'm doing coaching. I'm doing a lot of things, and I'm always about learning. I think growth mindset is one of the best things in the world to have.
Yep.
And so I thought, you know what? I'm going to start painting the people providing me value. So I started with Gary Vaynerchuk, which is right here, Gary Vaynerchuk. That was my first painting.
Okay.
And then I went into Ed Mylett. I painted, and I know you've talked to Ed too, which I think was cool. I watched the little video that you had.
Yeah.
Then I went to Jesse Itzler and Grant Cardone and Eric Thomas, the ET preacher.
Yeah.
And those guys own those paintings. So here I am creating. I'm writing the journaling. I'm journaling this time. I'm watching. I'm preparing to create a book really on this. So I started giving these paintings to these people, going, I know giving is a huge thing.
Right.
What if I give them a gift for the value that they've provided me, which ultimately provides to my family, which provides to anybody I talk to? Because in order for me to paint anything, I have to research them. I have to read their books. I have to watch their videos. I have to listen to them. Like I read Maxout, Ed's book, got his book. I get into their funnels. I get into all their stuff. I find out how they're marketing, because marketing is something I do as well.
Right.
And I thought, if I do this, where will I go? And that's the fun part of it, is you don't know where it's going to take you. I didn't know that. I've always wanted to travel the world. And I always had a goal of traveling the world for free. I didn't think for free was going to be, people paying, donating to me to get me to go do something rewarding and honorable and helping the environment. In this case, I'm like, okay, well, where is this taking me? Well, now, not only 4 millionaires own my paintings, which is incredible in itself.
Yeah.
And I'm now being mentored by Jesse Itzler for the next 12 months.
Come on.
So and in order to help people, you got to keep learning yourself. You got to keep understanding it. And Jesse's a huge mindset guy. And that's what I'm about. I'm helping people with mindset. And I think mindset's the foundation of anything you do in life. Yeah. Anything from working out to going to school to, completion, becoming a success in whatever direction you're going.
Yeah, man. And Jesse is a stud. I love watching his stuff, and very motivational guy. And hopefully one of these days I'll get him on the show as well. But yeah, he is absolutely a guy that I love to follow online and listen to his stuff. And I saw that you're on his coaching program, which seems just amazing, that you're in there with him and getting coached by him. I mean, what a cool opportunity. You mentioned earlier that you are into marketing and you are this messenger marketing specialist. How important is it for brands to have a messenger set up? And is it work better if it's a personal response, or is this bot messenger thing kind of work better?
Well, I'm definitely going to be biased on this. I do know both sides. So a lot of people use landing pages. They have websites. I call it like a virtual website. Your landing page is someone engaging with the bot.
Okay.
So you create your brand voice. So it's, in your case, you're going to create an MMA kind of action voice, talk, language. You're going to talk to them in that manner. You're going to supply them value in that area. You're going to have cards, for an example, that will bring them to your social media. They're going to bring you to maybe a video course series. Those are evergreen things that you have consistently going, where the bot does it 24/7, 365 days a year. So all people do is come in, as soon as they engage, you're building your list right there.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
You're tagging them as they come in, and you can able to segregate your list now if you want to message people for certain things that they kind of came in for, right?
Yeah.
So it's incredible the amount of integration that's involved. You may have heard of Zapier,
Yep.
which a lot of people use. There's also Integromat, which is another new one that works similar to ManyChat, which is what I use. And you can pull that information, that data, all that from what, when people come in. Not only in Facebook do you get the data, you're getting, the gender, you're getting their photo, you're getting everything about them. Even if they're curious about your site, they don't even have to say, right now I'm trying to help speakers, right? And so I've created a video course for eight videos to teach them different ways that they can actually utilize this in an organic manner. Of course, marketing costs money, but when you learn the tools on how you can get it in an organic manner instead of running paid ads. For example, QR codes are huge now.
Okay.
QR codes, people, hit a link. You say they're at their speaking event. They hit a link, instead of doing easy text or say, hey, email me for my slides, which is the common things that they're doing. Use a QR code, get them into having your bot take over, a virtual assistant, a virtual sales assistant, if you want to say it, kind of like you don't have a store, an actual, brick and mortar store, but you have a store where someone's working for you that you don't have to manually do all the time.
Right.
So here they are, they click the link, they get in, and you say, hey, welcome, I'm glad you came from that conference, because you have it all set up. You create what we call a flow of conversation. So you're introducing them, they know your name because you're on Messenger, they guide you through, they bring you over to, oh, you want the course, you want the slides, hey, what's your phone number so I can make sure that they can send you text messages? What's your email? So it becomes an omni-channel. Yeah. So you actually can get all that information, you can get data, you can find out what, you can create surveys. It's endless, and it's actually quite impressive. It's been developing for the last 3-4 years, but Facebook is really putting a lot of money and time and effort into it because people want to talk to your business.
Right.
And I go to a lot of these Facebook pages and people, I click on their message and it says, hey, we might be able to talk to you in the next 24 to 48 hours. So, or you can go to our website. Well, the website, someone has to input an email or they have to purchase. Yeah, you can get, you can get data from Google Analytics and, Google and say, okay, 5 people showed up on my site today. But who were they?
Right.
Right. We don't know who they were, but we might be able to, pull some more data out of it. But when someone comes into your virtual website, as I call it, boom, you got them on the list. You can start retargeting them. You can start creating lookalike audiences. You can run Facebook ads from, ManyChat, as well as you're guiding them through and creating a lot of evergreen stuff.
Wow. Very cool, man. And also it's so important that, Ed and all these guys talk about the morning routine of kind of starting your day off right. What's your morning routine look like?
Well, I'm glad you asked that too. What I'm doing with these speakers is I'm learning their routine.
Okay.
Right? And I'm implementing what I can into my life and see how it works.
Yeah.
So the last 3-4 months, my routine right now, 5 in the morning, I put 5 o'clock in the morning across Monday to Sunday. So 7 days a week, I am up at 5 in the morning, no matter what time I go to bed. Yep. If I go to bed at midnight, I know I'm getting up at 5 in the morning. If I don't feel like it, I roll out of bed no matter what. And that's a success right there. Yeah. At 5 in the morning, I'm getting up. This morning was 4:30. I thought I slept in for some reason. I got up at 4:30. Yeah. But I immediately go and I meditate.
Oh, come on.
My meditation can run from 20 minutes to 2 hours. Today was about, I think I did 2 hours because I was up so early. I did a 2-hour meditation. I just kind of zone out. I put on some nice 532 hertz or whatever's on YouTube kind of things, those vibrational sounds. Yep. So I use those so I can kind of get into a zone. And when they say when you go to sleep and when you go to bed, you go into that theta part of your brain where you actually start recording anything that comes in. You can, impress a new program into your mind. So I utilize that moment in the morning to impregnate things into my mind,
Gotcha.
things that I want. So I do a manifesto, which is pretty much everything that I want to become. So it's who am I becoming? And I think about that. What am I becoming? My goals. What do I look like? What's my brand? How do I dress? How do I act? I get all those, and then I go into affirmations that I want to make sure I instill into myself. So repetition there is huge. So you do that morning and night.
Yeah.
And then I stretch, and I do, right now I've been doing 100 push-ups a day.
Okay.
I do 12 miles bike riding every day. And I've been doing that. I started that this month. So by the end of the month, I'll be over 360 miles on that.
Wow.
And I push that no matter what, like rain, shine, night, I know I have to get my 12 miles in. So, and the 100 push-ups, last month I did over 3,200 push-ups in the month. But it's broken down. Like it's 100, like I aim for 100. So I push, when I first started doing push-ups, I was doing 40. Yeah. And I got up to 50. Now I can do up to 80 to 100 at one stint. And then I make sure I got to get over 100. So if I have to stop, I stop for about 7 seconds.
Yeah.
Just allow my body, because I used to, personal train. And then I push it and make sure I get over that 100. I don't do 100 even.
Right.
I do 101, 103, 105, whatever it is, right? Yep. I push the limit. So that's kind of what I'm doing. And, I'm adding more to it as we go on. Every month I'm adding a new habit. I'm creating new habits, which I'm learning from Jesse and his team. Is every month we create new habits. By the end of the year, we have 12 new habits that direct us to where we want to go. Yeah,
man. So awesome. I'm an early riser. I get up at 4 a.m. 6 days a week. I set the alarm for 5 on Sundays, but I usually wake up by about 4:30. And I've been on this journey of trying to get fit for the last, I think I'm on day 75-ish or so, but I started May 15th essentially, or May 16th essentially, to do 45 minutes of cardio every single day. I had the dad bod going. I've been at 200 pounds for 5 years. And I said, you know what? I'm 41 this year. I got to get rid of this. So I started May 16th, 45 minutes of cardio every single day. First thing I do when I get up in the morning, do it 25 push-ups, 30 seconds of a plank every day. And this morning I'm weighing in at 173 and I'm down to 17% body fat, man. So it's been and some days you wake up and you're like, crap, I don't want to go work out right now, man. I was even on vacation. I'm like, I don't want to go work out on vacation, but I made myself do it. And man, just been pushing through. So my goal is at 90 days straight of cardio, which will end in mid-August. And man, it's been a hell of a journey. That's for sure, dude.
And because that's 90 days. When you do something 90 days, you're going to keep it going.
Yeah. Yeah. And that's the plan. I'm going to probably won't do 7 days of cardio, but I will probably mix in some lifting days and stuff like that. Cause I really wanted to get rid of the dad bod, then start bulking up a little bit with some more muscle. But it's been a crazy journey for sure that I've been on, man.
Well, being a personal trainer, the muscle will help you burn off more calories.
Nice.
So as you build that muscle, it becomes heavier, and your body has to work, walk around with it.
Yeah.
So it will actually burn off more calories as well. So
sweet.
To help you there.
Okay. Awesome, man. Well, with just a few minutes left, I wanted to kind of transition to some fun questions here real quick. I've got these things called pod decks, essentially just random questions for us podcasters. I'm going to pull one out and hopefully it's not a flop, but we'll see what it says here. This one says, if everything in your house could be one color, what color would you choose?
Blue.
Blue. Okay.
Ocean blue, man. Ocean blue.
Yeah, for sure. I'm a music guy, so I always love to ask this question. What's a favorite band for you, or do you have a favorite type of music you like to listen to?
Oh, I've listened to so many different types. When I was younger, it was hardcore. It was heavy. It was went into grunge. I'm really loving jazz now.
Okay, cool.
I don't know any bands in jazz, but I think I've gotten to the point where I don't want to insert words into my mind unless I choose them. So jazz allows me to just have music, calm, and actually it's a time where I can think. Yeah,
absolutely. And last question for you. What's a bucket list item for you that you still need to check off?
Oh, dive with sharks.
Dive with sharks. Okay. Scary.
I'm such a huge shark buff. I got probably shark tattoos all over my body.
Okay.
I'm a huge shark buff.
Very cool.
And actually, I'm planning that. I think because of the COVID, my friend's a diver and she's an underwater photographer. She's been a part of so many different magazines. And she said September is when she's next September.
Okay.
because of COVID. So I'm aiming for next September, which gives me time to, get the money together and all that, and get under the water. I do want to say, show you one thing here.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is my most recent one.
Oh, come on.
Do you know who that is? Jay Shetty?
Jay Shetty, yes. Totally. Yes. Now you said it. Now, absolutely. Yeah, man. That guy's awesome.
This is going to be my 10th one. I don't know if you can see who that is. Lewis Howell.
Oh, Lewis Howell. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Number 9 and 10 there.
Okay.
Now I'll have 10 total. I'm looking forward to that.
Come on, man.
I paint my virtual mentors, man. The closest people to me.
Yeah. Oh, I love it, man. Robert, such an honor to have you on my show, man. Thank you for sharing your story with me, man. And I think truly you are a world changer, man. Really appreciate you taking the time.
I appreciate everything that you said, and thank you for allowing me to come on your show.
Thank you so much for watching the show today. I so appreciate it. Please leave a comment down below. Leave us a review. Share this video. We want to get it in front of as many people as we can. I'm going to continue to bring on the best guests possible from world changers, entrepreneurs, success-minded people, and the best up-and-coming fighters, real stories. We are creating visionaries here on this channel. Thank you so much for checking it out. Have an awesome day.